We all own a camera, whether digital or on our phone, and for the most part we always have it on hand, ready to capture a moment at any given opportunity. Everyone loves to flaunt their lives on social media, the good and the bad. So as you would expect, when people capture something unexplainable on their cameras, they're certainly going to post it on the web for all to see. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary real monsters caught on camera. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, Under the Bridge. This video comes to us from Kiev, Ukraine, after a man stood on the side of the road filming the passing cars. However, he gets a nasty shock when he pans over to a large pedestrian bridge. Under the bridge, you can clearly see a creature suspended upside down and crawling under the bridge. Now you may be thinking that it must be human attached to some ropes, but no, when you zoom in on the creature, it is very clearly not human. The figure instead seems to have very long arms and effortlessly moves under the bridge at quick speeds. Now there are certainly no apes or monkeys in the Kiev area, so what exactly could this creature be? Or do you think this could be a man who has developed the skills to scale upside down using just his hands and feet? For some reason, a lot of the creatures on our list appear to look like the Rake, a creature we will touch on later down the line. Stay tuned. Coming in at number 4, Something in the Trees. This clip was posted by a farmer in India who was supposedly out at night searching for some missing sheep. Now, using his night vision camera, he doesn't find the missing sheep, but he finds something else, something far more sinister and terrifying. The man walks around for a little while, showing mostly the ground while hunting for his flock. However, suddenly he slows his movements, stops and pans the camera up, revealing something in the trees in the distance, swaying side to side ever so slightly. The man is of course terrified and begins panting and running away. The creature in the tree looked angry, perched, almost ready to attack in a way. All I can say is, if this video is real, those sheep aren't coming back. To me, this looks like another variation of the Rake, a creature we will touch on yet again later down the line. Coming in at number 3, we have Gremlins. A CCTV camera caught this bizarre incident in a bar in Singapore after hours. In the evening, the video seems to show 3 men in the bar, one clearing up behind the bar while the 2 others are seated on some stools. However, things begin to get a little weird when one of the stools next to the men begins to sway on its own accord. Now, it is clear that there is no outside force at play here, with the men not even being aware that the chair is moving until it sways hard enough to fall back and hit the ground. The men are of course shocked and perplexed as to how it magically fell over on its own, but as this is happening, something can be seen running out from a different room in the back. It appears to be small and entirely white and runs past the men and through the bar. Though it is the size of a toddler, maybe smaller, the creature doesn't appear to run like a child and moves way too fast and with purpose. Not to mention, it is doubtful that the staff would allow a child to run around the bar at 3 AM. So, saying that, what exactly is this creature? Well, some people on the web are saying that both a ghost and a gremlin were involved in the bar incident. That's quite the team up. A gremlin is of course a folkloric mischievous creature that causes malfunctions in aircraft and other machinery, so they say. Depictions of the creatures vary, but they are often described as animals with spiky backs, large strange eyes and small clawed frames that feature sharp teeth. Now, we are unable to see from the video if that was the case. I'm going to assume not. So, what do you guys think? Coming in at number 2, we have the Hellhound. Now, this creature first appeared on the TV series Mountain Monsters in Pike County, Kentucky. Now, some backstory to begin. A Hellhound is a supernatural dog in folklore that has often been described as mangled with black fur, has glowing red eyes, super strength and speed, ghostly or phantom characteristics, and a foul odor. Certain European legends state that if someone stares into a Hellhound's eyes 3 times or more, that person will surely die. It is also noted as being around 7 feet long and between 400 to 500 pounds. Jumping forward in time, the guys on Mountain Monsters began receiving some reports of a potential Hellhound lurking in the Pike County area and lingering on some farms, so they went to take a look.
Like I said, I heard that sound. This is as far as I was willing to go. You could tell I was scared.
At around 30 seconds, you can see the Hellhound emerge from a shed, and it truly looks as massive as they described it. It also seems to have a hump in its spine, making it appear even bigger. After investigating the scene and rewatching the video, the guys estimated the creature to be around 4 to 5 feet tall and 7 feet long, which is absolutely terrifying. What do you guys think though? The Hellhound of Pike County or something far less sinister and more explainable?
Definitely had fear in your heart. Absolutely.
Wow.
Whoa.
Damn. He was right there.
That's right.
He was close.
And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Humanoid Creature. Back in 2018, a bizarre video went viral across the web which seemed to show a 6-foot-tall, faceless monster stalking a moose in the Canadian wilderness. Posted by Audrey Tanguay Frechette, they said, "I was filming a moose on a roadside in Quebec. Looking at the video, I saw this strange shape at the back left. Can someone tell me what it is?" In the video, you can see the moose on the side of the road, which in my opinion kind of looks like a cow, but that's neither here nor there. Then from behind, in the trees, you can see a white figure emerging, almost hunting the moose/cow. It seems to be on all fours, moving in a similar manner to a gorilla, shifting back and forth, waiting to pounce. It emerges slightly before slipping back into the trees. Now, it's unclear what the creature is, but some YouTube commenters have compared it to Gollum from The Lord of the Rings, while others have said it perhaps could be the Rake. The Rake, for those who don't know, is a creature believed to be a humanoid in appearance, which reportedly attacks humans due to unknown reasons and often causes great psychological trauma. Like the mysterious creature, the Rake is pale in complexion and almost completely devoid of features, and in eyewitness accounts could be moving in a similar manner to the monster. What you believe is up to you though. In at number 5, we have Skinwalkers. This video was uploaded by a guy called Dylan Anderson, who was hanging out in his friend's backyard, which borders the Iowa State Animal Observe, which is essentially a giant, dense forest. While in the backyard, he begins to hear strange sounds from within the forest and begins to record. Dylan approaches the fence, stating it's around 9:45 in the evening, and he's just feet away from the woodline. He goes on to state that they have heard screams not long before. However, the land is protected, so what made the noise? He doesn't know. But what he does know is that a creature keeps approaching the fence and jumping it, and they believe when they first heard the noise, it was standing inside the backyard. Then suddenly, we hear this.
Did you hear that?
Followed by another aggressive noise that sounds like snorting. The guy of course gets creeped out and runs away. Many that have viewed the clip were quick to call the mysterious creature a skinwalker. It is said in Navajo culture that a skinwalker is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. So could this be what Dylan heard from within the trees? You let me know. In at number 4, Backyard Goblin. A man from Florida named Sebastian uploaded this video after hearing a few strange noises coming from outside of his new home. Initially, he didn't think too much of it, assuming it was probably a woodland creature, likely a squirrel. However, on one particular day, Sebastian was recording a video of his home to send to his parents. But when he watched over the video, he realized he had unintentionally caught something on camera. When he pans the camera towards a tree, you can clear as day see a small figure running across one of the branches. Now, it is far too small to be a child, not to mention how many toddlers do you see scaling big trees. Many folks who reviewed the video were quick to call the backyard creature a goblin, or maybe even a troll. The video quickly became viral, even making it onto some news channels. What do you guys think though? Real or fake? Goblin or just a tiny little child, very skilled child. In at number 3 we have Glowing Eyes. An Iraqi YouTube channel comprised of 2 urban explorers is known for uploading videos of them exploring isolated areas that most wouldn't dare dream of visiting. These places are often said to be home to cryptids, mysterious creatures, and maybe even spirits. On one particular evening though, the 2 urban explorers discover something that may fall into all 3 of these categories. From within the trees, the pair see 2 glowing eyes and glowing teeth. It appears to be completely black in coloration, resembling something similar to a panther. But saying that, is it entirely creature-like? It kind of looks like a person. The pair begin praying, clearly disturbed by whatever it is that they're looking at, and honestly, whatever it is absolutely terrifying. It stares up at them as though they are its prey, waiting to pounce. The pair quickly lose their nerve and run away. Coming in at number 2 we have Backyard Creature. A video uploaded by a woman named Matty. She states that for several weeks her and her husband had been hearing strange noises coming from the backyard. Not just normal noises though, animal-like noises, including hissing and growling coming from within the bushes. Stranger still, she also went on to state that her and her husband had also experienced some random acts of property vandalism and damage around the home. This includes several heavy ornaments being tossed around or smashed, items that one person on their own would struggle to lift. The couple of course called in local police to investigate the home and surrounding area after several cases of property damage, including a large bush being torn out of the ground, which is absolutely crazy. Now, on the particular night that the video was filmed, Matty noted hearing the strange noises coming from outside of her home. She grabs her camera and investigates the area. Matty states that she is hearing the craziest noises coming from outside, which at times sounds like a combination of a goat or even a cow. It's pretty damn terrifying. She then runs outside her home to investigate further. She looks throughout her backyard but finds nothing at the time. That is until she watches back the tape and sees something behind her tree. You can clearly see something behind a tree as the camera turns before hiding its face out of sight. Very creepy indeed. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot is arguably the most reported cryptid or creature throughout history, right up there with the Loch Ness monster. These creatures are said to be hairy, upright, walking, ape-like monsters that dwell in the wilderness and leave footprints. However, a majority of scientists have historically discounted the existence of the Bigfoot, considering it to be a combination of folklore, misidentification, and hoax. However, saying that, how do we explain this particular video? This video emerged from Oregon, where a group of teens state that they spotted a creature resembling Bigfoot walking through a field. In the video, you can see the creature switching back and forth between walking on its 2 legs to walking on all 4s. It seems to acknowledge the screaming teens, making its way closer and closer to them. The teens begin by laughing, making fun of the mysterious creature. That is before it starts to duck down, disappearing for long periods of time, and then re-emerging closer to the group. It is then that the teens realize just how big this creature is and how fast it is moving. They begin to scream louder, telling each other to get inside the house, fearing what might happen if the mysterious creature gets any closer. The creature then proceeds to charge the group, terrifying them before continuing on its way.
Oh, that's
Now, I should state that the creature moves very much like a human. However, like Bigfoot, it is hairy, ape-like, and massive in height. What do you guys think though? Man in a costume or Bigfoot itself? Coming in at number 5, we have Dementor. Back in 2017, above the Mukuba Mall in the city of Kitwe, Zambia, locals spotted something rather unusual in the sky, something we've only ever seen in movies. Well, one particular set of movies, Harry Potter, and what they seemingly saw were Dementors. That's right, the cloaked soul suckers from the magical franchise. The photographs were published by the website Zambian Observer in an article reporting the strange figure in the sky above the shopping mall. The article went on to state that some mallgoers ran away in fear, believing the figure was a manifestation of God, while others stayed and worshipped. One eyewitness was even quoted in the account. There was drama today in Kitwe at Mukuba Mall when a strange image that looks like a human appeared in the clouds. According to eyewitnesses, they say the strange image that looked like a human was in the sky for over 30 minutes while looking down at the mall. This forced people who were shopping scampering in different directions, thinking that God had finally come. We were shocked to see images that looked like a human in the clouds for close to 30 minutes. Others started to worship, but others ran away. It was so strange. Of course, the story took off when the creature in the sky was found to resemble a Dementor from the Harry Potter franchise. Now, this image does appear to be fake and may have been created using Photoshop, but some part of me really wants to believe this creature is legit. Come suck my soul, please. Coming in at number 4, rare jellyfish. First collected in 1901 and scientifically described in 1910, the giant jellyfish Stygiomedusa gigantea is rarely collected or even seen. However, saying that, it is arguably one of the largest invertebrate predators currently residing in the ocean, which is absolutely terrifying. Estimates of its size are reportedly around 10 meters in length. There are reportedly only 115 sightings in the last 110 years of this type of jellyfish, but it is believed to be widespread throughout the world. The jellyfish itself has an umbrella-shaped bell that can be up to 1 meter wide. It also has 4 paddle-like arms up to 10 meters long, aka 20 feet long, which, as they lack stinging tentacles, may be used to trap prey. But I'm terrified right now. So no matter what, you're gonna get dead. Back in 2010, for the first time in history, this type of jellyfish was caught on camera, and yes, it is just as terrifying as you can imagine. The creature appears to be holding onto the subsea structure in the video for reasons unknown. However, one scientist believed this could be because the jellyfish is attempting to eat the structure, before realizing it cannot. This in turn could be a reflex, much like a fly trap in a way. It's worth to watch the entire video, especially if you don't want to sleep tonight. This thing makes me feel so uncomfortable. Also, I hate the ocean, so it could just be that. I hate every single thing in the ocean. Don't come for me.
Interesting video. It occurred in 2009, and in it, the animal appears to be holding on to some of the subsea structure. This is the first time this species has been found in the Gulf of Mexico. And these observations provided an opportunity to learn something about its habitat, behavior, and ecology.
Coming in at number 3, Loch Ness Monster. Rumours about the Loch Ness Monster have been in circulation for years, with it being brought to worldwide attention back in 1933. The creature is a cryptid that is said to inhabit Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. It is often described as large, long-necked, and with 1 or more humps protruding from the water. Of course, most believe this to be a hoax, with the scientific community regarding it as a phenomenon without biological basis. The Courier in 2017 published excerpts from an article which discussed the Loch Ness Monster, stating, "The creature disported itself, rolling and plunging for fully a minute, its body resembling that of a whale, and the water cascading and churning like a simmering cauldron. Soon, however, it disappeared in a boiling mass. Both onlookers confessed that there was something uncanny about the whole thing, for they realized that here was no ordinary denizen of their depths, because apart from its enormous size, the beast, in taking the final plunge, sent out waves that were big enough to have been caused by a passing steamer." Back in 2007, one particular video surfaced that seemed to show just that. A man was filming the Loch Ness when suddenly a creature jumps out of the water that looks more like a giraffe than anything, and then dives back in. The creature is massive and terrifying to look at. What do you think it is though? Nessie or giraffe? It can only be one or the other. And that's fact.
That's handwriting. Oh my God! Did you see that?
Coming in at number 2, Sewer Creature. Back in 2009, a video was uploaded to YouTube which seems to show a pulsating mass deep in the sewers. It looks like some sort of blob creature that if you get too close it will consume you whole, only for you to join the pulsating mass. However, worse still, the mass was investigated and truth was made known to the public, and honestly, I preferred not knowing. According to reports, it is nothing more than a colony of tuberfex worms. So say the city officials in Raleigh, North Carolina. The worms generally live in sewage and pond sediment. However, the video posted makes them seem very unnatural. While the worms are a natural part of life, the uploader stated, I quote, "I've seen a lot of sewer TV before, and I've never seen them. We were surprised. We didn't immediately know what it was." Right there with you. It looks absolutely horrific. It makes me feel sick knowing that those are worms. I mean, I can't even look. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Dobby. Another Harry Potter related monster on our list, we have Dobby. That's right, apparently Dobby the house elf is real and walking around US neighborhoods. As we know, most people have some kind of home security camera. They prevent crimes and quickly provide evidence when necessary. However, sometimes the footage you find leaves you utterly baffled, and that is what happened to Vivian Gomez, who posted this bizarre video to Facebook. The clip seems to show a short, scrawny figure with wobbly legs and floppy ears jaunting down a driveway. From the camera, he looks exactly like Dobby from the Harry Potter franchise. Gomez stated, I quote, "So I woke up on Sunday morning and saw this on my camera and I'm trying to figure out what the heck. First I saw the shadow walking from my front door, then I saw this thing. Has anyone else seen this on their cameras?" The video raked in over 9 million views, with many taking to social media with their theories. One person stated, "It's 100% a kid with a shirt on his head. Look closely." I did look closely and this guy might be onto something, but still, part of me only sees Dobby. Not to mention, any kid that decides to do this in the middle of the night is a concern to me. Some people suspect that the video may be doctored, while others say that someone could have created an elf-like puppet. I'm going with Dobby though, till the day I die. He's a free elf, goddammit. Coming in at number 5, we have The Woods. This video was taken by a man named Carlos from Barcelona in 2016, who would often film himself while on hikes in the forest at night. Since recording this video, Carlos has not gone on a nighttime hike since. So, let's proceed. The video begins with Carlos walking down a pitch black trail before hearing twigs breaking all around him. If that wasn't spooky enough, he begins to turn his camera from ahead of him to behind him, and once again, ahead of him. However, when the camera faces front, we can see a figure in the darkness, dressed in black with white hands and a white face. Carlos turns and begins to run, as you would. He makes it to a clearing before stopping and panning the camera down, where we can clearly see the figure, once again, this time standing next to 3 cement blocks and staring up at Carlos. Carlos moves once again and this time takes a seat. Not sure why, but once again the figure emerges from a clearing. Thankfully though, Carlos finds a hole in the side of a cliff that he crawls into. He waits before peeking out and seeing that the coast is clear. So he exits. However, when he turns around to face the hole he just crawled out of, the face of a woman can be seen. Carlos runs and he never looks back. Why would you ever go on a nighttime hike in the first place and record yourself? It is beyond me. What do you guys think though? Do you believe this video is real, or is Carlos fooling us all? Classic Carlos. Coming in at number 4, girls see ghost and run. Now this video begins with a mother filming her 2 daughters who are seemingly eating dinner at a small child-sized dinner table. It's quite adorable actually, but I digress, because suddenly the older daughter, who is facing the kitchen, which is pitch black, becomes very distressed, appearing to look off at something in the distance and crying. The other girl, who has her back facing the kitchen, turns around multiple times asking, "What? Seemingly seeing nothing from within the shadows. However, the older daughter is clearly distressed, looking back and forth between the kitchen and her mother, saying things like, "It scared me, I'm scared." The other sister attempts to reassure her, telling her everything's okay, but it doesn't seem to help. The mother keeps questioning her daughter as to why she is scared, but she doesn't give an answer. The young daughter, however, keeps looking back, sees nothing, and then begins to laugh like a crazy person, which is arguably one of the most terrifying parts of the entire video. Children laughing. Not for me. The mother asks once again, "What are you scared of?" with the daughter pointing to the shadows in the kitchen. However, it all becomes too much for the daughter, who breaks down in tears and leaves the table, heading over to her mother. The younger daughter once again turns around. This time though, she finally sees whatever it is her sister was so scared of, and screams a blood-curdling scream, shoving the table and running towards her mother. So what did the 2 girls see? We'll probably never know, and frankly, I don't think I ever want to know. Coming in at number 3, we have The Abandoned House. A ghost hunter named Adventure Allah in Saudi Arabia filmed himself exploring a supposedly haunted house that is now completely abandoned. Now, I should preface this point by saying that viewers of this video have been quick to point out ghosts, jinns, demons, and even strange creatures lurking within the video. But the question is, can you spot them? Well, let's proceed. The video consists of the man exploring the abandoned home. However, throughout the video you can hear loud banging coming from different locations within the house. He roams around opening doors but seemingly finding no one. However, the banging continues. He follows the sounds, but they continue to avoid him, with the noises appearing in the previous location he was in. When he investigates, it disappears. However, arguably one of the scariest parts of the video comes when he hears a noise coming from inside a room, leading to a wardrobe. He attempts to open it, but to no avail. However, the doors then open and then seemingly close on their own. This continues for the duration of the video, with him catching seemingly stable and heavy objects moving around on their own, with loud banging coming from various parts of the house. What do you guys think though? Real or fake? Coming in at number 2, we have the Sally House. Now this one comes to us from BuzzFeed Unsolved. For those who don't know, BuzzFeed Unsolved is a documentary web series that first aired on YouTube back in 2016 and has subsequently run for 11 seasons. The show follows Ryan Bergara and co-host Shane Madej, who discuss unsolved crimes, haunted places, alleged demonic possessions, and historical occurrences. Now in the specific episode, they investigate the Sally House in Atchison, Kansas. Now a quick backstory of the property: the Sally House was built in the mid-1800s and is believed to be haunted by a little girl named Sally, who died in the house during an appendicitis surgery. However, it is now believed that the house is haunted by multiple spirits and evil entities. The house is said to be the most haunted house in all of Kansas. As of today, it's standing vacant because nobody wants to live there. So, of course, this is the perfect location for Brian and Shane to visit. The pair head into the kitchen with a flashlight sitting on the kitchen counter. Shane continuously begs for any of the ghostly entities to turn on the light, while Ryan begs that they don't. Shane then says to the spirits, "If you don't like us, turn the lights on." The light then turns on out of nowhere. To make matters worse, they both approach the flashlight once again, stating, "Please turn the lights off, spirits." And what happens? The light goes off. Very creepy indeed. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Dalhousie Castle. Helen Parker is an Australian news reporter reporting from the Dalhousie Castle in Scotland, a castle which is notorious for being haunted. However, Helen, a skeptic, decides to explore the location alone to prove everybody wrong. When you think of an 800-year-old castle, you think ghosts, spirits lurking in the stone halls, distressed spirits haunting the tunnels. However, for Helen, she has never believed in ghosts or spirits. So, at 2 AM, she decides to go to the dungeons alone. Just her and her camera. Brilliant idea, Helen. Perfect. She sets up the camera facing a handful of tables, herself, and creepy looking armor. Helen herself is facing the only door in the room. She starts off by saying that there have been no signs of any ghostly entities in the dungeons, just as she predicted. However, Helen makes a terrible mistake by beginning to taunt the supposedly ghostly residents. She refers to the castle as hocus pocus before saying, "Maybe there is no such thing as ghosts whatsoever." However, just moments later, Helen leans back in her chair, examines the room, before a handful of bangs can be heard from behind her. Helen then screams and runs from her chair. She then grabs her camera and leaves, telling the ghost, I'm going. So what exactly happened? According to Helen, during the experience, she felt, I quote, "an intense electrical feeling down the right side of my face and head." Coming in at 5, Alligator in the Sewer. Uploaded to YouTube by Lou Cam, this creepy video shows a man making a discovery that would honestly be most people's worst nightmare. He opens the video by saying simply, "I now have an alligator in my sewer." He then pans down to the sewer tunnel below his house, and clear as day we can see a menacing looking alligator, casually chilling with beaming yellow eyes. All is well until the alligator becomes aware of the man's presence and begins to make a horribly concerning noise that will haunt my dreams. Check it out. In at 4, Creature in the Walls. This video comes from a Ukrainian man exploring in the woods and capturing his findings on his phone. In the opening moments we see a shovel, so we can assume he's hunting for something or trying to bury something or someone. He moves around showing us the trees before landing on an overgrown, dilapidated area. However, that's not the creepy part. Oh no, he examines his area, presumably standing on a bridge, with planks of wood separated and falling apart. We can see there's a tunnel below him. He moves closer. We're then successfully spooked by a creepy old looking man with demonic looking eyes lurking below, before the man screams and runs away into the woods. Who do you think this man was? Let me know in the comments below. Coming Coming in at number 3, monster in Oregon. A young man in Oregon claimed that he had been hearing weird noises stemming from the sewer tunnel not too far from his home. So what does any sane human do? They investigate. Of course, that always ends well. He grabbed a camera and headed for the tunnel, intent on capturing on film whatever he found. Now in the video we can hear the young man talking, stating, "I'm coming up on the tunnel right now. I'm hearing the noises inside the tunnel." That's when we finally get to hear the sounds the man spoke of. Noises that sound like someone or something is being tortured, before it turns into heavy breathing and panting. As he maneuvers through the darkness, we then catch a quick glimpse of the creature inside the tunnels. It has humanoid features but looks as though it's been wasting away in the sewers for years. Now this one is hard to believe, considering that no rational person would hear such extreme and intense noises and decide that investigating alone is the perfect idea. Dumb.
Hello? Hello?
Coming in at number 2, alien in North Carolina. So this video is short and without audio, however the uploader posted a very detailed description of the backstory and what they discovered. I quote, "If you've been following the ongoing sewer monster from North Carolina, I've got some seriously crazy news. First of all, the video of the throbbing poop-esque creature has been confirmed as real, but what is it? We've been tipped off by an anonymous source about how the city of Raleigh, North Carolina is responding as the viral video of the seething blob in the city sewers made its way across the internet yesterday. Marty Gibson is the environmental EMS coordinator for public utilities in the city of Raleigh, and she has been as confused as the rest of us. When she first looked at the video, she emailed our anonymous source to say it was a slime mold that was in the phase of its life cycle where it looks like a throbbing, breathing animal. She assured our tipster that any water passing by the slime would pass through a treatment plant and be thoroughly cleansed. But then, a few hours later, Gibson retracted her statement in an email. I quote, "The video was taken in a private sewer system by a private contractor working for them. It does not belong to the city of Raleigh, nor will it reach the wastewater treatment plant. This is the response from our director. The blob has been identified as worms." Right, what kind of worms look like that? You tell me. The story is a scandal of its own. What do you guys think? And finally in at number 1, the thing in the Riesa tunnels. So, backstory. Project Riesa was a highly secretive plan by the German army to build a series of underground structures and tunnels in the Polish mountains. However, the structures were never completed, and what was left was a bizarre set of tunnels and caves. Now what the purpose of these tunnels were has never been known, because no documentation was ever found describing Project Riesa. However, many have attempted to discover the true intentions by exploring the mysterious tunnels. In this video, a handful of people are exploring the dark and twisting tunnels of Project Riesa. However, along the way they encounter a very strange cave explorer. As the group head through the tunnels, you can see the fellow explorers sprint across the tunnel in the darkness ahead, forcing the group to sprint after them. They discover a small mysterious hole extending off of the cave, a hole that would be very hard to squeeze through at high speeds. So, who was the mysterious explorer? Why was he in the caves? Do you think he lives there, or is it something far more sinister? Well, there we have it. Did these tunnels spook you? Were there any that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from some of our last videos. DeParrot said, "Please keep the SCP vids coming. I love that entire universe. All hail Lucy. Don't you worry, plenty more coming your way, whether I like it or not." Timothy Lawrence said, "I wonder if Lucy is an SCP. I wonder that myself every day." Moonchild of the Dragon said, "Holy cow, Lucy is wearing a color. I didn't think that was possible. Never again. That was a one-time thing." If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.